Hey there, new friend. We are so glad you found Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast for women over 50. What started as a passion project has grown into a beautiful and supportive community, and we couldn't be more grateful. Would you like to help us cover the cost of producing and growing this amazing sisterhood? When you join our Uncluttered and Unfiltered bonus club on Patreon for just $5 a month, you'll have early bird access to commercial-free video versions of our episodes, plus plenty of bonus content and some other surprises along the way. Check our show notes for a link to our Patreon and to our always free ladies only private Facebook group. And thank you for being here. Hi, it's Eden. I still laugh at the day that Christine rattled off all of her menopause symptoms like Rosanna Dana from back in the day. I think we all felt a little less alone when we heard that. From bloating to bad sleep to just feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. Hormone Harmony is perfect for those horrible menopause symptoms that make us put our lives on hold. Hormone Harmony supports hormonal balance and regulation. And what most women mention in the over 17,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony is it makes you feel like yourself again. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use our code UUPodcast at checkout, happymammoth.com, and use that code UUPodcast for 15% off today. So whether it's hot flashes and night sweats, racing thoughts, low moods, poor sleep, bloating, gas, lack of desire, Hormone Harmony can help. Visit happymammoth.com and use the code UUPodcast for 15% off your first order.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beat your price. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beat your price.
Welcome to Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast urging you to let it go and don't look back. With nationally acclaimed professional organizer Christine Stone and self-proclaimed hot damn mess radio and TV personality Eden Kendall.
Welcome, everybody, to this little bonus conversation. We are talking about the Golden Bachelorette, and since we understand that not everybody is invested in this show like we are, producing a couple of these episodes whenever we have an opportunity so that we can at least chat about it amongst those of us that care. So, Christine, you and I both watched the Golden Bachelorette episode 3 last night. What, yeah, precisely. I felt like it was dragging on. So it just went on forever, I thought.
It dragged. It was not interesting. I feel like she is not in this at all.
Not at all.
I feel like she looks right through them when they're talking. She was a wrong pick, in my opinion.
I agree. I thought she had more chemistry with Gary than she had with any of those other dudes.
And then they brought Gary back, who had a total sunburn on his face. Like, he didn't know he was going to do this. Bright red. You could see where he was wearing his sunglasses, sunburn. That was a little bizarre. I just don't think any of these. And once again, she brings up her family, and I get it. I'm very family-oriented too. But, okay, you did that in the last one and left. I don't know. I just think that this was a bad pick. She doesn't want love. She wants attention, and there's a big difference.
I couldn't agree more. I don't know if it's that she saw the choices, she was like, there's nobody here for me. I'll go through the motions. I also can't, like I said, there's no chemistry at all on this show. And the guys,
None.
The reason The Bachelorette isn't working for Golden Bachelorette versus the way it worked for the Golden Bachelor is that these guys living together in this house is nothing short of sad. You've got them all getting up in the middle of the night to go pee. You've got the snoring. You've got all of the, and it's really not, it's not doing anything to lift us up. Whereas with these women, when they were all sharing this house, They were beautiful. They were supportive. And even though these dudes are being great bros to each other, it's just sad to see them being bachelors. It gives off more of that divorced dad vibe instead of sorority vibe like the women had.
All I can say is there is no chemistry with any of these men and her. And I think even the kickball game was silly to get men out there who are injuring themselves.
Yes.
But what was the point of that other than to advertise Quaker oatmeal? And then Gil was supposed to get no coverage because of his restraining order thing that came out. He got more coverage than anyone yesterday.
He's actually looking like the best. He's actually looking like the best choice right now.
I'm so confused because what you read online is they're going to have to edit him out, minimize his time to get rid of it. I think this was a big fail on Bachelor Nation. That's all I'm going to say. And I think in the preview is that Chalk ends up leaving. Good for him.
Yeah. So
good for him.
So Charles L., who is delightful, but it was so incredibly sad, and I felt a little unnecessary to get into the specifics of his wife's passing with Dr. Guy. Now, Guy is great, too. I think he is a potential catch for someone, whether it's – I just don't think the guys are that into Joan, by the way.
I agree. I think they all think she's pretty.
Sure.
Because at their age, she does look good, but there is no chemistry with the doctor, with the guy who keeps, what was his name, that keeps the horse thing, no chemistry. None, zero.
Yeah.
I thought there was no chemistry there. I think that this pouring out of all these emotional feelings and how all they do is talk about how much they miss the deceased spouses or how they were hurt in their past. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I was thoroughly bored, thoroughly.
There's just nothing about Joan that, and this is a weird thing I said to my husband, and I said, she's just not doing it for me. And he's looking at me funny, why would she? And when I look at it, when I see another woman, I can see all of the reasons why someone would want to spend a lot of time with them. And not that Joan doesn't have a fantastic family that loves her, but I don't see her giving off any spark to these other guys like to pick up the ball and run with. There's no magnet there, if that makes sense.
I think you are 100% right. There are no sparks. There's no love. And I think that in the end, she's going to pull what she always pulls. I wish I could pick just one, but I'm just not in that place right now. I'm telling you, she isn't. And if she does pick someone, it'll end up being like where they date for a couple months and then it's over. It won't be the love of her life.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions on how you think it could go other than those things you just said? Like if she had to pick one, it's hard to know.
I think if she had to pick one, it's between Mark and the ER doctor.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it. I don't see any of the others that were on there that she will have more. Those two will be the last two men standing.
I think maybe Gil, if they are unable to remove him, or I don't know what's been happening with that. Someone commented in one of the threads I saw that the charges were dropped, so they decided not to take him out. I don't know what's the deal there, but
then she'll pick him, and then that'll be her reason for dumping him. She doesn't want love. She doesn't want to get married. She doesn't want any of the things you're supposed to be looking for in a mate. And honestly, I think she's picking guys right now, like the ones that are left after the last rose ceremony. To me, they're all friend zone people except Guy and Mark. I think the rest are friend zones. They're safe. Charles L. I think you don't bond over. They're not a love connection. They're going to be really close friends.
And I have this gut feeling that Pascal has a 40-year-old honey on the side. Like he's not. That sounds very judgmental, but he doesn't strike me as somebody who's looking for a companion in her 60s. I don't know.
That date was ridiculously. It started with Pascal seeing the red convertible Porsche or whatever that was. He is so materialistic that when they got to the plane, he couldn't contain himself. He couldn't. He tried, but he kept saying, thank you for giving me what I really am.
Oh, he had to say, I'm no stranger to the private jets.
So I just think that she did that because another safe choice, because she's never picking him, ever. Mm-hmm. Everything is just safe, like where she can feel like, oh, maybe he'll give me a good haircut down the road because we're going to be good friends down the road.
I could see him sticking around for a long time, though, for the comedy of it.
Oh, yeah, because and also he has everyone cooking for him, doing his laundry. Although that's funny, it's a little bit bizarre that he would even want to go on a show that is nothing. There are shows out there for guys like him, and this wasn't it, I think.
It's something. I'll bet he turned his application in thinking he was going to be the Golden Bachelor, and they're like, no, but we'll stick you in a house with all these other dudes.
Yes, and I don't think he would be the Golden Bachelor. I still am going back to where it's either going to be the ER doctor is the Golden Bachelor or what's his name?
Mark.
With the daughter who is the Bachelorette. Mark. I think that if she doesn't pick either one or doesn't pick one, they'll be the Golden Bachelor.
I'll tell you who's a sleeper on this show. He's really cute, is Jordan. He's a behind-the-scenes contender, I think. Seems to be the most normal. Wait a minute.
Hold on. Let me get out my printed... If you hear the paper ruffling, I'm looking. The senior sales executive.
He
61.
seems the most normal. He seems like someone everyone knows. He's like the normal guy. He's fit. He obviously works out. He was the best athlete out there. And he has like a little boy's face.
You're right. Maybe he is a sleeper. He doesn't really annoy me yet, so I'm going to say you're right. He could be a sleeper.
Yeah, he's definitely right now looking at all of those guys. To me, he's the only one that I could see me wanting to have a follow-up conversation with, only because he seems the most normal. But that's just my
Let's just put it this way. If I wasn't able to tape and fast forward the commercials, I don't know if I could keep doing this. I really thought the first one, this is going to be good, and it just went downhill really quick. So I'm doing this for our podcast because, ladies, we all need to see what's out there, in my opinion, and it really opens up your eyes to see what's going on out in the single ladies world. So I'm going to keep watching.
Yep. I would love to see some kind of twist or turn that makes us all say, this was way better than we thought it was going to be, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, it's fun to watch, like the big dumpster fire that it is.
Yes, exactly.
But I won't lose sleep over Joan.
We'll keep watching every week.
Uncluttered and Unfiltered is supported by Hearts for Minds. Looking to make a positive change? Sober October is the perfect time to be more mindful about your alcohol consumption. Whether you're aiming to cut back or take a complete break, October offers a great opportunity to experience the benefits like improved sleep, reduced stress, and a boost to your mental health. Join Hearts for Minds and discover a world of delicious non-alcoholic options with a free ebook, Mocktails with Meaning, featuring curated recipes from expert mixologists to help you celebrate mindfully. It's easy to incorporate non-alcoholic drinks into your social life and enjoy the same flavors and fun without the alcohol. So this October, raise a glass to your well-being. Join the movement, support Hearts for Minds, and discover the joy of mindful drinking. Check out the free ebook at heartsforminds.org and in our show notes. Hey there, new friend. We are so glad you found Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast for women over 50. What started as a passion project has grown into a beautiful and supportive community, and we couldn't be more grateful. Would you like to help us cover the cost of producing and growing this amazing sisterhood? When you join our Uncluttered and Unfiltered bonus club on Patreon for just $5 a month, you'll have early bird access to commercial-free video versions of our episodes, plus plenty of bonus content and some other surprises along the way. Check our show notes for a link to our Patreon. and to our always free ladies only private Facebook group. And thank you for being here. Uncluttered and Unfiltered is supported by Hearts for Minds. Looking to make a positive change? Sober October is the perfect time to be more mindful about your alcohol consumption. Whether you're aiming to cut back or take a complete break, October offers a great opportunity to experience the benefits like improved sleep, reduced stress, and a boost to your mental health. Join Hearts for Minds and discover a world of delicious non-alcoholic options with a free ebook, Mocktails with Meaning, featuring curated recipes from expert mixologists to help you celebrate mindfully. It's easy to incorporate non-alcoholic drinks into your social life and enjoy the same flavors and fun without the alcohol. So this October, raise a glass to your well-being. Join the movement, support Hearts for Minds, and discover the joy of mindful drinking. Check out the free ebook at heartsforminds.org and in our show notes.